Welcome to our bonus week. So this week we are bridging our lasting change to our inner CEO. Because here's the deal, you don't need to be someone different. You need to learn how to lead who you are. And if you're someone who thinks that change and success is a character trait and not a core being, then this week is for you. So this week we're leading from regulation, not pressure, because leadership begins inside, and mastering the inner game is all about a leadership emotionally regulated and interpersonal connected presence. And when we see old patterns trying to take over, we see that we are stuck in overworking, proving, avoiding, collapsing, and controlling. And so our key step this week is to return to regulation first and action second. Because pressure builds performance for a moment. Regulation builds capacity for a lifetime. And so I want to explore this idea between change and leadership. That silly language of discipline has us believing that the more we try, the more we perform, the more that we gain this perceived control and we find success. And it's a bunch of bunk. It's keeping you in a survival mindset, because truly change is behavioral and leadership is energetic. It's this idea that we're no longer getting stuck in these patterns of if you do this, then do that. And instead leading from that expanded point of view. Zoom out, find a focal point, empowerment, and intention. You see how it all is coming together as we wrap up the first quarter and we move towards quarter number 2, which is all about building our inner CEO. And so what we're doing is understanding that our success, this accountability, this dedication, and this purpose is one component in a very complicated system. I have the key map so you don't have to go through all the complicated things. I hold that for you. But what you get is these small bite-sized chunks so that you can make the micro steps you need to live the life you want to live. And so there are 3 things I want you to take from this. That old patterns feel urgent. That slowing down and regulation feels slow, but it's stronger. And that when we really get into that prefrontal lobe, we're going to find that leadership is actually nervous system regulation. It's a presence, not a performance. And so as always, we have a worksheet for you to be able to get the key insights. Paid subscribers is actually, as I said, going to use that rooted model to be able to ask reflective questions and do activities that help them to better understand each part. And you don't have to go through all of it. Each week, we're giving you a key idea and theme. The challenge will give you very specific activities. Choose one. And then we have our cultivating mental blooms that will give you a metaphor of living beneath the soil and tending to our garden. Choose one. And then Emma is going to come in with her workshop, and she's going to actually synthesize all of this information and give you a guided activity to do. Choose one. And then I'm going to give you a part of our neuroscience back framework. I'm going to give you an example of what things that we all do. I don't pick these because I'm like, no one's going to know about this. I pick these topics because we all get into these patterns. And then on Friday, I give you kind of a 5-step of 5 indicators that allows you to kind of find how you are showing up in these patterns in a nice, easy, digestible way. So there's something for everybody. Everyone has a different learning style. So I give you pieces and parts not to overwhelm you, but to choose one thing. If you press play every day in a microstep, The compounded growth is massive. And remember, there's no wrong steps. That's why the world is round, is because it doesn't matter what direction you go, eventually you will get to where you're going. I'm Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. Thank you so much.